You might not think of this as a place to store your extra stuff, but in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some clever storage solutions, including storing things in surprising locations. All right, so let's start with this video with why am I standing in my shower? I'm honestly not sure what's more exciting, finding a dress with pockets or finding a shower curtain liner with pockets.
One of life's great unanswerable questions.
In general, just pockets are always a good idea. I installed this one in our spare bathroom where our kids take tubs, and now we can store their extra toys there, their bubble baths, like all of their random stuff. And I love that the pockets are mesh, so you don't have to worry about like it getting gross inside. Literally all of the water will just drain out into the tub, and I just think this is so brilliant. I use these two big ones on the bottom for all of my kids' toys. They can just drip dry in here, which is brilliant. And then they are here when I need them again. All right, talking about surprising places to store stuff, how about on the fridge? I found these magnetic cup holders, and I think these are just brilliant because if you're like me with 4 kids and a husband and myself, there are always just cups cluttering up our countertops. These are super heavy duty magnets, and they just stick right to your refrigerator. And then look at this. And if you're like, oh my God, are they strong enough? Okay, here's my Stanley. It's disgustingly dirty. I know my 1-year-old is just playing with it this morning, but it is full of water, okay? Full. I should have put it down quite so aggressively and twisted it, but look at that. It's not coming off. And then you can just like put all your cups here. All of your cups are off the counter. They're stored right on the fridge because you're gonna need them. You can't just get rid of the cups, but now they're all here. And I'm telling you, these are so heavy duty. These can all be full of water. These are not coming down unless like your 1-year-old pulls them down, which my 1-year-old does try to do, which is why I keep mine up high. Just a little tip. I know this looks like the scariest picture ever. My child drew the Grinch. Looks a little demonic. That's not the word I'm looking for. Like a demon. Demonic.
Anyway.
Next up, don't sleep on Lazy Susans. I've shared before that I didn't used to think that Lazy Susans were a good choice because to me, round item in a square container, in a square cabinet, like that just didn't, the math didn't add up for me there. I just always thought that you were losing storage space, but the truth is Lazy Susans are brilliant because they allow easy access to items that are in deep or difficult to reach areas, like in the back, by rotating them and allowing for easier retrieval without having to move the other items around. A storage item that I love that I feel like people don't talk about enough, I think in general people call them kitchen rails, although you don't have to just use them in kitchens. I installed this one on the stairs down to our basement, but basically it's just like a rail, and then you get sort of these S-hooks that you can clip to them, and then you can use these to store all sorts of things. So obviously in a kitchen, if you had it, you could use it for cutting boards, pots, pans, cooking utensils. I used it in the stairs down to the basement to store our overstock bags. I've used it for storing mugs. You can also do a temporary option if you want, using command hooks. If you take 2 of the larger command hooks and then you can put just like a shower curtain or a tension rod there. And what I love about them is you can install them all sorts of places to make use of basically like unused wall space, whether it's in a closet, on the side of a cabinet. I just think they're a really great solution for storing that I feel like people don't talk about enough. I'm all about making use of unused space. I've lived in a lot of different homes with unique storage solutions or lack thereof. I've lived in a lot of really smaller homes, and so I love being able to store things up high where you might not usually think to do it. In the past, I have installed shelves along like maybe a foot from the ceiling. It's sort of out of the way, but all of that stuff is still there. This would work really great in a bedroom too, just to store extra accessories, as well as like maybe if you have a bunch of books. In our current kitchen, we have cabinets that don't go all the way to the ceiling, and so I use above the cabinets to store stuff. Now, something to think about if you're storing things up high is I try to think about storing things that aesthetically look nice to be out, and if they don't, contain them into bins or baskets. So in our kitchen, I'm using like our nicer servingware that I definitely don't need all of the time, but they still look pretty being stored up there. And then the other stuff I'm storing inside of baskets. Okay, well, we're talking about kitchens. When it comes to storing your pans, ideally stop stacking your pots and pans when you're storing them, because it just makes it way harder to, 1, get the one that you need when it's time, because you have to pull them all out, and 2, makes it harder for you to put things back when it's time to put them back. I'm all about efficiency. I like to be able to put things back quickly and get things out quickly as I'm like working through stuff. So instead, think about storing your pots and pans, cutting boards, all of that stuff vertically. This allows you to not only see all of your things at once, but you can easily grab and put away pans without disturbing any of the other pans around it. Another storage item that I love is shelf risers. If you have any cabinet that has too much vertical space, shelf risers are honestly the best. They quickly add a second shelf where there wasn't one already, and most of them are super adjustable, so whatever the width or height that you're trying to achieve inside of your cabinet, you could sort of adjust it to your needs. I'll link the ones that I love down below because I like that they are nice and flat, makes it really easy to store things on it. Again, adjustable for sizes. Some of the wire ones I definitely don't like because it's hard to stack things on them. So I don't think that all shelf risers are created equal, and I'll link the ones I love down below, but I just love that this allows you to maximize vertical space. And on that topic, another item that can be really great for maximizing vertical space is under the, what are they called? Under the shelf baskets. These essentially slide onto a cabinet shelf and create a little basket underneath. So this can be another really great way to maximize vertical space if it's not all being used in a cabinet. These ones that I just got from Amazon are pretty cool too because you can loosen them here and you can adjust. Yeah. Is it good? You like it? Okay. What I'm trying to show you is that you can adjust how low down they go. So like you can pull them down lower like this. Don't do it one-handed like I'm doing. So it's adjustable, like to the space that you're fitting if you want to be a little bit more shallow or if you want to make it longer. Okay, I want to talk to you about storing in these square storage units. Come a little closer. If you have any of these shelvings that have these little square boxes, like the IKEA Kallax or Target and Walmart have their own versions as well. Lots of people love to use them for storing kids stuff. I have tried literally every bin, basket, and insert that you can put into these, and I'm going to share with you what I think the best ones are, and it is these utility bins. Now, there are two that are almost identical. The Bright Room ones from Target and then the Container Store ones. Personally, I have been trying both of them out for probably about 3 or 4 years now, and I can tell you that the Target ones, they just hold up better. I'm not really sure why, but let me explain to you why they're so great. Okay, so first of all, if you buy the extra large ones, whether you're buying the Bright Room one or the Container Store one, I have Container Store here on the top, Bright Room on the bottom. The extra large ones fit almost perfectly. Obviously, you're not filling the entire space, which was my problem with these at the beginning, but it is gonna be way too heavy, and that bin is going to break. Trust me, I've broken a lot of the bins that go in here. So these extra large are perfect. They don't fully fit the space, but they fit the space enough and then can hold the really heavy items that need to go in here. These next size down, 2 of them fit perfectly in one of these bins. So this is great if you have lighter items or items that are not going to take up an entire space. I love that they're clear and you can see what's in them. Easy to maintain, durable, you can wash them really easily, and I'm just telling you, they are the best solution for your square storage bins. I have one of these storage units upstairs in my son's room, and I do have the fabric ones in here as well. Now, in my opinion, the reason that these fabric ones can work is if you are in places, maybe like bedrooms where you are storing things that aren't quite as heavy. I like it in this space because in this space I do want something where the entire cube is sort of filled up so that it's more minimal in look, where it doesn't look quite as busy. In a playroom, I like the clearness of the bins because I need my kids to be able to see where the stuff is. But in a bedroom, I maybe want stuff maybe a little bit more out of sight. So the fabric bins that fill up the entire squares might make a little bit more sense. Okay, final random storage item that I love are fillable puffs. I think they're called poofs, okay? I have one that I got for my kid's bedroom. It's this big canvas square, and I use it to store all of my kids' extra stuffed animals. And I recently got this leather one that's a little more like kind of high-end looking, like I feel like you can go in a bedroom or a living room, and you can use this for like all of your spare throw blankets, pillows, sheets, whatever you want. All of the spare ones go inside this poof, and then it's like a usable, cute poof that you can, I've said poof too many times. Can we just agree on that? Okay. Then it is like a practical piece of furniture that you can use in your home, and you're getting storage out of it. When it comes to storage and just like organizing your stuff in general, a lot of it has to do with decluttering, because you can't organize clutter, and lots of times in order to efficiently organize or store things in a space, you might need to get rid of some stuff to make it possible. So I'm going to share with you a couple of my favorite little like mantras that I use when I'm organizing a space and I'm decluttering that space and sort of deciding what needs to stay and what needs to go. The very first one that I love, and this one can be a little bit brutal, but it's the rule: if you forgot it existed, you don't need it. So I can't tell you how many times I have gone to organize a space, I pull something out and I'm going to put it back into the space, like I'm organizing it back into the space, but it's like something I completely forgot existed. Maybe it's some notebook that I bought, or it's a toy that my kids used to use, literally anything. I will often say to myself, is this something that I forgot existed, that I didn't know we had. I mean, like, I knew we had it once I saw it, but until I saw it, I had forgot that it existed. And if the answer is yes, I might not need it, because if I didn't know it existed, if I did need it, I might not have known it was there. I might not have even known where to go to get it. So this can be definitely sort of one of the more brutal ones to help you really pare things back. Another one that's a little bit softer is the 90-90 rule. This is the idea that if you haven't needed it in the last 90 days and you're not going to need it in the next 90 days, that you might not need it at all. And then another one that I've heard that can be really helpful, especially as you're sort of decluttering areas like kitchens or maybe closets and bathrooms, is to think about the best, the necessary, and the favorite. So maybe you're going through a kitchen drawer with all of your cutlery, like what's your necessary items that you have to have, that you always cook with? Which ones are the best? Do you really need 8 spatulas, or do you need just your best spatula? And then what are your favorite items? Like, what are the top kitchen cutlery items that you're always using, you know, that you couldn't live without? And obviously a lot of these overlap: best, favorite, and necessary, but it can sort of help you get rid of some of the unnecessary, the unfavorites, the not best items. Sometimes it's good to think about it in the negative and sort of think about, okay, which ones aren't necessary, which ones are not my favorite, and that can help you as well. All right, my friends, that does it. Some surprising or clever or useful storage, like an organization items that I really love, or sort of tips and tricks that I really love when it comes to organizing in clever and smart ways. How many times can I say clever? I don't know. I think that was 3. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others, and I will see you all in my next video.